For real, Kayshon, what is the deal with everybody freaking out about his Instagram, but then everyone's coming back and saying that all the wide receivers were made to delete their LSU affiliated?
They all did it on their own.
Did they?
Yeah.
But did they all do it Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long bus ride.
Why though? Like, I don't understand. What's the reasoning behind that?
See, I heard they were getting like negative comments
from fans.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like,
but why take everything off your Instagram?
Well,
like, you still play
know.
for LSU football.
I think like this has become, and I don't want to speak for today's kids, but I mean like I think this is the way that
kids
this is right in your LA, right in your wheelhouse, Jordy.
I think this is where they make their statement. This is how they make their statements.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they scrub their social media if they're mad.
But that's so stupid.
Sure, it is to us.
I
agree with you.
The dumb part is people tweeting them and like DMing them. It's like, grow up.
I know.
Get a life.
Grow up.
I'd imagine that this is
old.
happening at fan bases all over the country.
No doubt.
But I mean, that stuff is
really look at yourself in the mirror.
Inexcusable. And for God's sakes, man, I mean, you're a loser if you're texting, tweeting, and going on social media at players. I mean, you've really got to evaluate your life if you're really getting that emotionally turned where you got to go on social media and at Kayshon Boutte about his performance on Sunday night. I mean, like, really and truly. Ain't no way you got a girlfriend or anybody that's looking at you saying, cool move.
Yeah, great
like,
move.
That was awesome. Like, my guy just tweeted at Kayshon. He's a stud, right? Like, you nerd.
I'm going to talk to him.
You know what I mean? Like, take the microscope out, find it below your belt, and just play with it for a little bit, bro. Don't tweet at the kids. You know what I mean? That stuff is, and not only that,
I gave him a piece of my mind.
If you really care about LSU football, if you really, if you're that obsessive about the product, all you're doing is damaging it.
Yeah.
Because all Kayshon's doing is telling Shelton Sampson that when you don't have a good game, they're going to turn on you.
Exactly.
And don't think that that's not happening. You know, like from Kayshon's point of view, Kayshon's got no options. He's not going anywhere. If Kayshon wants to be a professional football player, he's got to show out here in year 3 at LSU.
Okay,
he's not going to do that anywhere else.
Can he not? He cannot go anywhere. He cannot transfer if he wanted to.
He could if he wanted to.
But he can't transfer.
But I mean, Kayshon is in the discussion of being a top 10 pick.
I know.
He's not in the discussion of whether or not he's going to be drafted. The reason why Kayshon is being, a lot of pressure is being put on him to perform this season is because, hey man, do you want to be a top 10 pick?
Right.
You potentially are the best wide receiver in college football, maybe one of the best playmakers in the sport. That type of skill set can get you a lot of money really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Stingley's got a guaranteed $30 million contract as a top 3 pick in the draft.
Right.
Jamar Chase has got $25 million guaranteed to him. Kayshon's talking to those guys. He's not looking at that. Mm-hmm. He's trading text messages with Stingley and Jamar saying, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I mean, that the money is right there for Kayshon. And the one thing that Kayshon can't do is show his ass. He can't go out and have an attitude like he had on Sunday night.
Yeah, why did he do that?
He can't go out there and drop one pass and throw his chin strap down and look like he checks out of the game. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that. But from what he's trying to accomplish, he can't do that.
Right.
And lucky for him, he's got 12 more opportunities to let these people that are in charge of making those choices and cutting those checks, that he's dialed in. Mm-hmm. Because after the first test of his money year, he failed it.
Yeah.
People are looking at that and they're saying to themselves, or they're saying out loud, or they're saying to Cortez Hankton, or saying to Mike Denbrock, or saying to Frank Wilson, whoever they're talking to inside that locker room, and saying, what's going on with Kayshon? Mm-hmm. What's the deal with number 7? Like, are we going to spend this draft capital on him? I mean, there's probably teams that are in the teens and 20s that are thinking about making a move for a wide receiver, and Kayshon's one of the names on the board that they're saying, hey, we might have to make a move after this guy. Mm-hmm. And there's an owner of a team saying, this guy?
Exactly.
No. We're not looking at this guy. I want to look at the kid Jordan Addison at USC. If we've got options.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, from Kayshon's point of view, that stuff's not going to work.
So what does he do to get out of this?
You just got to go back and play on Saturday night. You don't have any options.
Pretend it never happened?
You don't pretend it doesn't happen. You just you look back at it and see how bad it looked. and wash that
So
out
bad.
of your game.
I mean,
Does
Cortez has to have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you up, but you got to. I mean, I'd imagine Cortez Sankton has to call him in, being a former player, now wide receiver coach, be like, hey, Kayshon, close the door behind you. We got to, like, this shit we can't do anymore.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. It's
We've been here
It's a
before.
coaching. It's a coaching moment.
It's an easy teaching point. It's an easy coaching moment.
Lock your car.
It's very much this is a moment for Kayshon that you can spin and make positive, because this is only one of a handful of times that you've seen him do this.
Right.
The
That's
data
too much.
the data tells you that he's a big time player.
He is.
Right? Like his freshman season, he was the best freshman wide receiver in America. His sophomore season, he might have been the best player in the sport for the first 6 games of the season. His first game back, new coach, new quarterback, new scheme, little pissed off. Okay, I'll let it ride. But on Saturday night, you better give me 8 grabs, 110 yards, 2 scores. And then when Mississippi State's in town in 2 weeks, you better be one of the best players on the field. You better not have pro scouts seeing that stuff again, because now it's starting to become a habit.
Yeah.
Now people are saying, oh, this is trending
Right.
with Kayshon. You know what I mean? It would be very easy for the data to look back on it of Kayshon's career at LSU once you get these 12 games in the book and say, there was that one night in Florida State in the Dome where he didn't handle himself right. But, I mean, look at everything else.
Do you think it's going to be like that?
I
do. You
do.
think it's like
I
that
do.
was a fluke?
I mean, would $30 million make you get your head right?
Yeah, but I just don't get it. Like, why did he play that
That
way?
was
He
the
knows
first
how
time.
to play.
That was the
think-
first
He's just
time
frustrated.
Yeah, he's
It's frustrating because
man.
he's
I
a
mean,
playmaker. He's a game
competent,
changer.
and
Well, then make the plays.
agreed.
Agreed,
Agreed.
but he wants more opportunity.
But they also weren't giving him the
But
opportunities to make bigger plays.
that's what looks bad on him is that he's
put me above team, me
giving
above
the
we.
ball,
Yeah.
and Brian Kelly's like, we're throwing you the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, make
Yeah,
the play.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to make that play. And I see both sides of it. Kayshon's behavior on Sunday night was inexplicable. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Right.
You like if you are who you say you are, then you can't act like that.
Right.
But I also see them taking, these little snaps and throwing the ball out to Malik Neighbors and trying to get him in space. If you're going to have that in the play calling, do it for 7.
Yeah.
Like in the first 15 plays for offenses are usually scripted. Like, it doesn't matter what the down and distance is. It doesn't matter the situation. There's 15 plays that they say, guys, we're going to stick to the list. To me, in the first 15 plays, Kayshon should have 4 to 6 touches. Like,
Or at least target, looks.
deliberate touches. Like, give it to him on a jet sweep.
Put him
Like,
in the
just do that
backfield.
play. Just snap it to him and throw it to him. And just let him get you 6 or 7 yards. And now he's
In it.
kind of like in the flow.
Yeah.
Now he's like, okay, they're thinking about me. They're using me early. They're respecting me, right? I mean, when you get to the level that Kayshon's at a certain tier of a college athlete that comes, right, wrong, or indifferent. We can debate it all day, but this is just how it is. It comes with a certain, it comes,
A level of expectation.
absolutely, and it comes with a certain level of respect.
Right.
Right? Like, where you can't forget about me in the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to win, I got to be involved.
Yeah.
Is how Kayshon's look, and he's right.
So he wasn't in that list of plays. Like, he wasn't
Well, I
involved
think
like he
that
should have been.
Florida State's defensive was probably their first game plan was take away 7. Like, you'd have to think of it that way in terms of what it looks like when you're Jaden Daniels, and it's like, all right, especially the way the offensive line was trying to protect. All right, first look's not there. Probably a bunch of those first looks were supposed to be to Kayshon. He's getting bracketed. I'm going to take off and run. Kayshon gets 2 targets in the first half, so now I'm checked out. Like, if this is the way the game's going to go.
I don't know if I want to play.
Right. It's like, this isn't very much fun. But as a guy wearing 7, being Kayshon, you have to hold it together.
Yeah.
Get us a win. Get out of there. Southern, you can score 5 touchdowns. Get
Yeah.
back in the game.
But, like, I would say the same for Jack Besh. Like, it's inexplicable to me for Jack Besh to have 1 catch, 1 target.
Yeah.
Like, you're not your best. You're not your best team if that's the plan. Like, Kayshon had 2 targets in the first half. Now, he should have caught them both, but
Yeah.
2 targets to Kayshon in a half doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, he had
Like,
3
Why
touchdowns in the
not?
first half against UCLA last
because
year.
he's one of your best playmakers. Like, he's football is built on explosive plays. The team that makes the most explosive plays are usually going to win the game.
Right.
LSU's explosive player, they have a few of them, but the number one explosive player they've got on their roster is Kayshon Boutte. So if you want to make big plays, you got to put the ball in his hand. And when teams are going to deliberately try and take him away, you've got to scheme and find ways to get it to him.
And they didn't do that.
They didn't do it early on, and when Kayshon had his opportunity, it's both sides. Both sides on Monday morning when they watched film, both had points. Like each of them had good debate.
Yeah.
Like Kayshon saying, "I want the ball.
Yeah.
Like give me the ball because look at what my record says when I have the ball in my hand, right? Like I'm gonna change the scoreboard, so it serves you right to put the ball in my hand."
Yeah.
Well, LSU says, yeah. Or the offensive staff says, yeah, Kay, we hear that, but we took shots at you early on, man, and all of that data that we've seen, you make that catch every time. You dropped it on Sunday night. And then the second one, you weren't paying attention because you were pissed off.
Right.
Like, we need your attitude to change, and we need you to make the play, right? Like, and if you're Kayshon, you're probably thinking in your head, like, you're right. Like, I got to catch that. I got to make that catch. I got to make that play. But LSU's probably thinking, too, like, we got to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get him the ball early on so he feels engaged.
Yeah.
So he stays in the game. And for that, it's going to make your team better. Because when he has the ball, he's going to make a play.
Yeah,
I mean, if you throw it to him 4 times, he's going to make one play. You know what I mean? Like, just play the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, just play. If you put it in the ball, if you put the ball in his hands enough, something good's going to happen.
Right.
So both sides have a point. And the takeaway for me is feed him, and Kayshon, get your head right.
Yeah.
Understand what comes from this, or the attention of having and being a team's marquee player. I mean, that's part of it. That
Right.
teams are coming in every week and they're scheming to take you away from it. And if they take you away and out of it, this is what they expect to happen. For you to be pissed off, throwing your helmet, barking at the quarterback, all that
attitude.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, look, that's
Attitude reflect
Disappointing.
leadership, Captain.
I saw a
Yeah,
clip of
that
Jaden
does.
Daniels like talking to him, kind of like, bro, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
I
need you.
I get that you're mad,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna still keep coming to you. Like, I don't care if you drop 2 balls,
Yeah.
3 balls, I'm gonna still keep coming to you. And Kayshon's just like, I don't like, just pissed,
Yeah.
obviously, but still, like, bro, you gotta.
He took
you gotta
himself
pick it
out
up.
the game,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
he
mentally.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
And I get being frustrated, but when you're a guy,
That
it can't happen.
Not when you're a leader.
Can't happen when
Yeah.
you're in a game that's close and you have a chance to win. Can't happen.